What up? It's D&D in the building. Purdue power. No ceiling. Yeah. Double D back, that's Derek and Dalton. Talking gold blood, Mackie been molten. Black and gold dreams, banners we folding. Paint crew loud, every rim gets swollen. Stats so clean, you think it's a scheme. History books get Purdue screen. From humble to E-Day, legends on replay. We run through Mars like it's just another weekday. Double the energy, talking that legacy. Boiler boys cooking, no recipe. Microphone magic, rivalry static. We breaking it down, keep it cinematic. You want the heat, better tune in fast.
Hello, welcome back to another rendition of the Double D podcast. My name is Derek. As always, this is my podcast host, Dalton. We are going to be previewing the upcoming Purdue home game against the Washington Huskies. That's an 8:30 tip on Wednesday night. Thank you to everybody in one of the non-student games, so nobody can bring their kids to this game because it's going to be midnight by the time you get home. However, I will be bringing my kid to this game, and Dalton and his wife will be coming with us as well. Pretty excited for that. Should be a good time. Hoping they honor Braden or something. But how you been since the last time we talked? Anything crazy happen?
No, I just went back to work today after 2 full weeks off. It was cold outside, and we started a new project today, so lots of work to be done. But here we are. You can still hear my voice. This is not my normal voice if you're a new listener. I don't sound like this.
Actually, he does sound like that. That's what he always sounds like. Don't let him lie to you.
One day I will get back to 100% me.
Got a bunch of beans stuck in his throat.
Yeah, I've lost 10 pounds, dude.
Yeah, man. Well, yeah, you're the last guy who needed to lose 10 pounds either.
I'm not on GLP-1s either, so.
Well, that's to be debated, you know.
Wegovy.
Some people say that you are sneaking GLP-1s.
New sponsor, Wegovy.
Yeah, new sponsor, Wegovy. If you take Wegovy, our episodes will be 10 minutes shorter.
Your life will also be 10 minutes shorter.
Yeah, for sure. Nebraska did just wrap up a close victory over Ohio State on the road, continuing just an exceptional start to their season and an exceptional start to the Big Ten season with the victories that they've had. Whether you're a believer or not, they're 15-0 and 4-0 in the Big Ten, so it is what it is. All right, let's move on to this game. Some familiar names on this Washington Huskies roster. You've got Zoom Diallo, who is at Cincinnati, Desmond Claude, who is at Cincinnati, Zoom Diallo, who was at Washington last year, and Bryson Tucker, who played at IU, Lathan Somerville. They have a lot of names that you've probably heard of through the ranks. They have a lot of transfers on this team. One being Wesley Yates. Unfortunately for them, fortunately for us, he is out with a wrist injury indefinitely, so he will not be partaking in this game. If you remember, he lit us up last year for like 30 points, I believe. He is a straight up baller, and it really hurt them when he went down because they don't have a ton of depth. But they do have some good up and coming freshmen. What are your initial thoughts of this team? Do you know anything about him at all? Have you watched him at all? Did you watch the recent IU game?
I did watch the IU game. I was also playing Clash Royale at the same time, so
Priorities.
I did not get a whole lot of info on this team. Obviously, if they lost to IU, they're not that great. So
one of the worst teams ever if you lose to IU.
Yeah, I mean, probably the worst team of all time. But I digress. I don't know a whole lot about them. They're a West Coast team. I wish we didn't even have them in the Big Ten, to be honest with you. But yeah, I see a lot of names I recognize in the Steinbach kid. Obviously a baller, shooting 40% from three, 60% from the field. So, I mean, obviously these kids are good and they're going to come to play in Mackey.
Yeah, led by Danny Sprinkle, just a great name and actually a really good coach. Clearly, Washington has a good budget with the amount of transfers they brought in, high name transfers. They just don't have much continuity. They're 9-5 now. Their wins have been very, very mediocre. They play a pretty washed up preseason schedule. They have lost to Colorado, Baylor, UCLA, Seattle, Indiana, and it took 2 overtimes for them to beat Southern, who is 250th in KenPom. So this is not a team that has a ton of firepower. If you look at their KenPom stats, they shoot a ton of their shots from 2, almost none from 3. As far as a national ranking standpoint, they do not shoot a lot of threes, and they are not efficient when they do shoot them. So not a team you really have to worry about on that. The biggest thing here is to keep them out of the paint. They do have Steinbach, and he will eat you alive. Big guy from Germany. Probably going to be an NBA player next year. If anybody listened to our show religiously early on, I was very high on Washington. I thought that they were going to be a sleeper in the Big Ten. Wesley Yates goes down with that injury, and they just haven't been able to get it together. So I look for Purdue to handle this game, especially being in Mackey, and I don't think there's going to be a ton of resistance. But we'll go through some of their guys because they do still have high-level players, and there's always a possibility that they play their best game of the season and come out with a victory. It's Big Ten season. There's no free games. Nothing's handed to you. You still got to go earn it. So let's start off with their starting point guard. He doesn't always play point guard for them. He will play 2, sometimes at the 2 guard. Zoom Diallo, a sophomore, 6'4", just a good basketball player all around. He's a driver. He's a slasher. He's going to go find a way to get his. He's not really a big threat from beyond the arc. If he hits a couple early, obviously you have to adjust, but you'll kind of live with that. You just don't want him getting into the paint, creating for Steinbach, and just causing havoc on the game, because he can get going, and he can cause just some weird issues for your defense, switching and whatnot. He's just a talented guard. Do you know much about Zoom Diallo? I know he played for him last year, a little bit more limited of a role.
Yeah, he's right around the same amount of minutes this year.
Oh, okay.
And he's maybe less than a minute more. So maybe that developed at the end of the year last year. I remember hearing his name and watching him. Obviously the dude can score. He's 14.6 per game with a weak schedule. It's hard to tell what these guys will do against top level competition. Coming playing somebody in the early Big Ten, you don't really know. Guys can ball on teams like Southern, but statistically wise, he's a good free throw shooter, not a bad 3-point shooter. So I look for him. He's a big guard. So we have struggled with that in the past. So
Yeah.
who knows?
Yeah, and I think that this will probably be the CJ matchup. There's a debate whether it's him or Desmond Claude. You might see Braden on Zoom Diallo. It'll be interesting to see, because like I said, he doesn't always run the point. When he's not in the game, they have a freshman, JJ Mandequit, that's really good. Actually, he's from Hawaii, so he's lived probably a pretty fun life. But he's their best assist guy. He's their best facilitator off the bench. So he still plays about 45% of the point guard minutes. Diallo will play the rest, and then he'll play, another 10 minutes or so at the 2 guard. So with Diallo, it's just don't let him be the guy that breaks your back. This team is not full of like perimeter options. So you don't want him getting by you, but you also don't want him to get hot, because he's a kind of microwave type of player. Obviously he's only a sophomore, played a bunch as a freshman, has played a bunch this year, so clearly has the talent and ability. We'll jump over to who plays their 2 guard, I guess. They have kind of a weird lineup, but Quamar Peterson kind of took over the Wesley Yates role. 6'1". He's from Gary, Indiana, but transferred from East Tennessee State. I don't know a ton about this guy. I know that he's probably going to be the Fletcher matchup or something along those lines. He's not somebody you really have to worry a ton about. He's not like a super offensive threat, but he is still a member of this team. He probably plays the least amount of minutes of the starters. What do you know about him? Do you have anything on Quentin Peterson or Quamar? Sorry.
I don't have a lot. He is he is pushed up to about 30 minutes a game now. Um, Not a great 3-point shooter. Uh, just he's a small guard, and I look for us to just manhandle him. 9.3 points per game in 30 minutes, not super efficient guy. Only, averages 2 assists and 2.5 rebounds. So just I don't
Yeah,
I don't foresee a lot of issues with
his
this
biggest
guy, but
impact on this game, I think, is going to be he will probably take Braden. He's their best defender, leads the team in steals. Pesky little guy. He's just aggressive. He plays hard. So I expect him to be in the minutes he's in the game. He will be the one guarding Braden Smith. So that'll probably be his biggest impact on this game. I don't expect him to do a lot offensively with having the Braden matchup on the other end. So just keep an eye on him on the defensive side. Unless he happens to hit a couple threes, he's really a non-threat from outside the arc. He's not
right.
efficient and doesn't shoot a ton of them. Um, the next guy I want to go to is probably the one guy you really, other than Steinbach, obviously, you really have to pay attention to from the guard standpoint, and that's Desmond Claude. Transfer from Cincinnati, super skilled, super good, 6'6", a lot of size. Again, not sure if CJ will get this matchup or if he'll get the Zoom Diallo matchup, but either way, somebody you really have to pay attention to. He is shot really poorly from three this year, but that does not mean he is not capable. And if I know anything about Purdue home games against not very good teams, one random guy is going to go off from three. And if I had to pick, it would probably be this guy. What do you know about him? And what do you think Purdue needs to do to kind of slow him down?
Yeah, Claude's a big guard. I will he came from USC actually. I think
Oh,
that's what
yeah.
you meant. I
Yes,
think
sorry.
that's what you meant, but I
Yeah.
just want to make sure. Yeah, USC last year, he tore us up. It's just one of those big wings that we struggle to defend, and I don't see it being any different. I feel like he'll be a Boyd style player in this game, and he'll be trying to get to the rim. Like the bigger wings like that, if Sprinkle knows anything, it's that, on backdoors and stuff or off the drive, which it looks like this team averages 13.5 assists a game. So they're a hero ball team.
Yeah.
So I would look for Claude to try to get into the mid range or get to the basket, maybe get our bigs in foul trouble.
Yeah. This, you may not know the answer. Is he a lefty?
Ooh, that's a good question. It's either him or Yates is a lefty.
I thought Claude was a lefty. Yeah, you're dead on. I mean, the biggest thing with him is to stop him from getting inside the paint because he is not only an excellent scorer with a size mismatch, he's one of the better free throw shooters in the country. He shoots almost 90% and gets there relatively often. Is a little turnover prone at times. He tries to get, like you said, a little hero ball and does some things that are questionable, trying to do too much, but he is a guy that I'm not sure who guards him. That's why I think it may be CJ because and then you put Braden on Diallo and maybe Fletcher on Peterson. It's going to be a weird game because of the way that they play. We don't really have a great guy to guard a Desmond Claude style player, 6'6" driver, slasher. So it'll be interesting to see how we guard him. I assume it's going to be a little bit by committee, kind of feed him into the bigs and let them do their work. So
Wall up, like Fletcher said.
yeah, wall up.
Yeah.
Stop trying to jump or take charges. Just wall up
Right.
and feed them into the bigs.
Yep.
We'll hit Steinbach last. So they have a guy. Their center is Frank Kapnang, I believe is how you pronounce it. 6'11" from Cameroon.
Sweet.
Offers almost nothing on the offensive end, but is an excellent rim protector.
Yeah, 2.3 blocks per game. He averages about 2.5 fouls, so I feel like we can get him into foul trouble. He's gonna have his hands full with Clough. I mean, they're about the same exact size, and I know Clough is more skilled than him.
Yeah.
I've never seen him play, but I'll tell you right now that Clough is more skilled than him footwork wise. So if we do what we've been wanting us to do and get post touches, I don't see any reason why he's in the game. He only plays 22 minutes a game anyways.
Yeah.
So if we can get that down to 15, they struggle and we eat them alive inside.
Yeah, and the guy that kind of complements him is Lathan Somerville, and he was injured. I can't remember if he played in that Indiana game.
Let's see.
But
Out of Peoria.
Yeah, Peoria, Illinois. He transferred from Rutgers, I believe.
Let's see. Yep, you're right. He started 15 games for Rutgers last year. About 20 minutes per game. He 8.2 points per game last year. Let's see. Let me try to pull up the Indiana. See if he did.
He's
It doesn't
basically
look. He didn't play against Indiana.
So he's probably questionable for this game. I believe he had like a wrist injury. No, ankle. I think it was an ankle injury. We'll see if he plays. If not, then they are very shallow at the big man spot. He is kind of their catch-all. When Steinbach needs a breather, he'll come in for a few minutes, and then he is the backup center. Again, only averages about 16, 17 minutes a game or something along those lines. Not an excellent scorer, not an excellent rebounder. Doesn't shoot the three ball worth of crap. He doesn't bring a lot. He's just a depth piece. And for a team like Purdue that has depth at the big man position, if you don't have the same level of depth, you're going to get destroyed because you're going to get in foul trouble. Your guys are going to get worn out. Do you see any sort of trouble out of these two big guys for them that, if Somerville plays, I guess, that could potentially cause any problems for Purdue?
Somerville's last game was 12-19 against Seattle, and he played 4 minutes. The game before that, 15 against SUU, Southern Utah, 9 minutes against USC. So I don't foresee any of these big men outside of Steinbach being an issue, matchup-wise or defensively. Like, they're just not as skilled as our big guys. Like, Jacobson, if he keeps going straight up like he has been the last couple games, he's done a really good job of going straight up, which, is nice to see. He's still getting a couple of fouls. He has that tendency to want to block every shot, which, in a couple years it won't be like that. But I think that our big guys could have a day. And if you try to put Steinbach on TKR, we might see 25-point TKR come back.
Well, and the thing is, the only other guy we haven't really mentioned other than Steinbach is Bryson Tucker, who played at Indiana. Obviously, he's a sophomore, 6'7" wing. He is the only guy that comes in at the 4-4 Steinbach. So either Steinbach is out or Steinbach moves to the 5 because the other 5 needs a break. That's when Bryson Tucker comes in. He only plays about 30% of the minutes. So I don't know what the math is on that, like 15 minutes a game, say. But when he is in the game, Trey should absolutely destroy him.
And
this
I wonder
is a 6'7" wing.
I wonder if we try to run Venter at the 4 a little bit more with in a matchup with him, because Tucker is a forward that can kind of he can dribble, he can handle, he can drive a little bit. And in order to keep TKR, I wonder if the plan will be to maybe get Venter a few more minutes this game.
It'll be interesting to see. You're probably right a little bit there, but at the same time, like, you can play mismatch for mismatch, but I'll take TKR over this guy.
Right.
Bring Bryson Tucker in, and TKR will absolutely slaughter him because Steinbach, typically what they do in that situation when they run that lineup is Steinbach comes in basically as the help. Well, you can't help off of Clough and Jacobson. You'll just get eaten alive. So it'd be interesting to see. And then we'll hit on real quick. Heinz Steinbach is just he is what he is. He's an NBA level player, absolute stud in my opinion. From Germany, freshman, an all around basketball player. He is the head of their beast, and everything that they do pretty much runs through him. Have you seen him play much? What do you know about him? Obviously he averages a lot of points and a lot of rebounds.
Yeah, the IU game was all I've seen of him, and he seemed to be, pretty much the only thing going for him that game. I mean, he had 20 and 10. Um, yeah, his name sounds like a beer. He's straight out of
It
Germany. He
does.
probably smells like a beer. So
Steinbach.
I would feel bad if I had to guard this guy. I do see a comparison to the guy from Iowa State. Maybe not as good, but a similar play style to where the mid range is there. He can, back to basket and walk you down, basically. He's a big dude. So we'll see how we match up with him. We don't deal well usually in matchups with bigger shooters, but I
Yeah.
think Paint's got it under control. So
he, for me, my take on him is he's a capable shooter. He shoots 40% on low volume, 15 attempts on the year, 6 for 15. So he's making less than one a game, about half of one a game. So I think you live with it. If you can get him shooting threes, you're probably happy with that. Like, okay, you're not inside, you're not rebounding. I mean, he's a dominant rebounder. He's going to be on probably first team All Big Ten, maybe second team because his team's not very good. But he's capable enough shooter. You have to pay attention to it. The thing you can get Steinbach on is defensively, he's not super quick. And if you get him like mismatched, even on like a TKR, he will have a hard time staying in front of him. So I think that's kind of, and if you bring him out like in pick and roll, which I'm sure we will do, if he is guarding Clough, Braden will absolutely destroy him.
Yeah.
He does not have the lateral quickness to stay with a guard. And I think that this will be the first game he feels like a freshman. That's my prediction on Steinbach. I'm not saying he won't get his because he will probably still have 20 and 10. Because it's when that's all you got, it's all you got. But I think he's going to look a little bit slow defensively against some really talented upperclassmen that have been there, that have done that. So that's kind of what I'm hoping, at least. I hope that happens. Anything else on their player personnel before we kind of get into some overarching stuff?
Not really. Just was going to say the best team they have played this year is Indiana.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, they played Baylor, and that was
ranking wise, and that was the third game of the year on the November 9th. So I don't know. This team looks about as mids as they come in every statistical category. I mean,
yeah, it's actually when I figured out USC wasn't good as being when Washington beat them.
Right.
Because Washington was coming off losses to Colorado, UCLA, and a double overtime game to Southern. And I was like, wait, they just beat USC?
Yeah.
On the road at USC?
Best win of the year for them was USC by 8 points.
And that was, I believe, at that point, let me see. Yeah, they still had Wesley Yates at that point. So they lose to USC, they beat USC, and then the first game Wesley Yates is out, they lose to Seattle.
Right.
Just a team that really shouldn't strike a lot of fear in Purdue's eyes. It's all just about playing Purdue's game, dominating the paint. They give up a lot of threes and don't shoot many, so there should be all kinds of open looks throughout this game.
They are good at free throws.
They are extremely good at free throws. Extremely good at free throws.
22nd in the country. And their steal percentage is also 22nd in the country. So they'll get after you on D. They're going to try to muck it up, it looks like, a little bit. Not worried about it. If we run the offense and play within Purdue's game and don't play to their game, we might run them out the gym.
Yeah, I do expect this to be I'll be there, so I hope it's a pretty comfortable victory.
We're going to be there, so the Boilers will be on their top performance when the Double Ds are in the building. So
yeah, planning on meeting up with Blake. He asked if we'd meet up at halftime with him. Said he's going to be at the game. Spoilermaker was supposed to be at the game, but he just sent me a message and asked if I knew anyone who wanted tickets. So he's offloading his tickets. He's not giving them away.
Blake's going to be here from Jamaica?
Dude, that's what he said.
Jamrock?
Yeah, he said that. He said that in the live chat on our recap. He said, "Let's have a beer at halftime," and I was like, "All right." I guess there's an off chance he meant let's have a beer on Spaces. I don't know. but
No,
I think he's going to be back.
sweet.
Because I
He
said, shoot
probably
me a
has
message, and he
family
said,
up
yeah.
here.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, there's a reason he has ties. But anyway, this isn't a Blake Widmer episode, but shout out to you, Blake. I know you're listening
Shout out
or
to
will
Blake.
listen. So let's real quick wrap this up. This doesn't need to be a super long one. What are your keys to this game?
Take care of the ball. Win the rebounding differential. We lost the rebounding differential against Wisconsin, so I expect us to come out and correct that. And let's see. I want to see more of Fletcher getting to the rim.
Okay.
The dude can drive.
He's way better than people think he is at it.
He is.
And he's crafty with the finishes.
He gets up. He gets up too.
Well, and you have to respect that jump shot so much. A pump fake does wonders.
Yeah.
I'll go offensively. Keys to the game would be to stretch out their bigs. Don't let them just hang out down low. The one guy's a shot blocker, and Steinbach's just a big-ass body. So stretch him out. Get him in pick-and-roll actions. Do pick-and-pop stuff if you have to. Obviously, we don't – we do a little weird version of that with the roll for TKR, but – and then move the ball side to side. This is one I was just kind of watching Indiana and how they were – when they were doing well in that game, what they were doing. It's not as much as the North and South. This isn't a team you really can just drive on. They're too big and athletic. But you move it North and South, they're not very quick laterally, so you can get wide open three after wide open three. And I saw Indiana do it. I believe Washington was just face guarding two of the Indiana players, DeVries and whatever that other guy is. Wilkerson, and letting everybody else shoot. And I was like, okay, well, you can do that against Purdue, and not everybody can shoot, so good luck. And then the last thing on offense is just attack early before their defense gets set. They like to play quick, but they aren't very good at getting back. And their bigs are not very fast. So if you get a rebound, you can go quickly and get them before they're set. Now, that's not something Purdue typically does, especially off of makes. But this feels like a game where off of even a make by them, you can get out quickly and get some good looks quick. So I don't think Purdue will do that, but I hope that we do try to do that at certain times. And then defensively, just take away the deep post touches, especially for Steinbach. You just can't let him get the ball down on the block. If he's going to get it, push him out to the free throw line and let him do his work there. He's a great back to the basket, crafty player, so you just can't let him do that. Make him beat you with their jump shooting. They're not a good three-point shooting team. They want to get to the rim, so if you can stop that and make them beat you with jump shots, then that's really the way to get them out of their rhythm and out of the way they want to play. And then last thing defensively is just pressure the ball. Mandiquit's a freshman that handles the ball a lot for them, and the other two are not true point guards, so you can pressure the ball and really cause a little havoc with them. They're not insanely turnover prone, but they are a little what the right word is, but young in the sense of what they have, holding on to the ball. So this, I relate it to a freshman Braden. He was still awesome, but he was very turnover prone if you got to him. So high hedge, get him high, make him uncomfortable. All right, what is if Washington does this, they can win the game.
Washington,
you know what's crazy? Hold on. I was helping my son get his Xbox fixed, okay? Because there's some weird permissions on there blocking him from something. And my fire detector started going off.
No way.
I swear to God. And I'm like, and mine doesn't make that noise. That's the battery noise, but it's going off for real. And I walk out there after about 10 minutes, my wife doesn't get it to stop. I walk out there, I'm like, what the hell is going on? She's like, I'm making an egg sandwich. I'm like, did you know the fire alarm's going off? She's like, yeah. I'm like, well, I have to deal with this damn battery noise on my podcast. And now I got to deal with this in real life. So anyway, just funny timing. Anyway, what do they have to do?
If we don't contain the guard drive, if we have another, they have some really good big guards, not just one like Wisconsin. Well, I'll say they have two, but they have 3 or 4 that are pretty good. So if we don't contain their dribble drives, you get the big guys in foul trouble, we struggle, and that's how they win.
Yeah, I agree. My thought is they have to shoot 10% above their season average from 3. They're about 33% on the season. They need to be around 45% to have a chance in this game. They don't shoot a lot of them, so if they can go like 10 for 20, I think that gives them a chance. But if they go 5 for 20, 6 for 20, I think this is over before it starts.
Right.
What is if Purdue does this, Purdue wins the game.
If Purdue controls the ball on offense, if we run our sets and limit turnovers, which usually is, pretty predominant in a victory, but, everybody watching this that's a Purdue fan knows exactly what I mean. If we run our stuff and we're not stagnant watching the ball or trying to watch Braden break a defense down, we easily win it. What about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna say if our 4s and 5s dominate their 4s and 5s, their best player is 4/5. But he's really all they have at those positions. We have 3 guys that 3 should be better than 1, in my opinion. So if Steinbach's gets 20 and 10, that's fine. But what do Clough, Jacobson, and TKR do in response? I expect this to be a massive game from TKR and from Clough. Maybe even Jacobson as well. I could see our bigs combining for, 45 points and 25 rebounds. I really think it's going to be one of those games. If we do that, we win this game going away. No questions asked. And last thing real quick, we'll just do the starters because the lineup has been going down, but I do like to do this every game. One thing you're looking for from Braden Smith.
From Braden, I would like to see 15 points.
Okay. He has been a little shallow on the points recently. Wouldn't hate to see him get aggressive there as well. Yeah, I'll just follow up your last, there was a lot of probably energy and dopamine dump at the end of that game. So just come out with the same energy you've had recently. I'd like to see 10 or more assists, of course, because I want him to just keep getting closer and closer. I'd like him to get to a point to where he can break that all-time record before the tournament. TKR.
TKR, I'm going to put him in the points category again. With Braden, I'd like to see 18 or more.
Okay.
I think he should be able to eat this game, so we need some scoring out of that guy.
I do. I was going to say something similar, and then I thought for just a second, I was like, man, it feels like he hasn't been rebounding as well. He had a good rebounding game against Kid State, but he's had 2 or 3 recently that have only been like that 5 or 6 number. So I want to see him get double-digit rebounds.
All right.
He should be able to do that with Clough in the game. Steinbach's going to have to really work on stopping Clough's rebounding, which should leave Trey open for the rebounds. So what about Fletcher?
Fletcher, 6 drives.
6 drives.
I don't care if you shoot it or not, but you move defenses when you pump fake and drive.
So funny you said that. My mind was going to be shoot 5 or more free throws, which usually equates to taking the ball to the basket.
Right.
But I have this theory that when Fletcher shoots 5 or more free throws, Purdue's pretty unbeatable. I'm going to have to ask Cobra Stats, my alter ego, if that is a real thing.
I'm going to have to ask myself.
Yeah. But I just need to know that. And then CJ Cox.
CJ, locked down. He's been locked down for 2 to 3 games now. Just
Months.
Stifling defense. And I'm going to say it every game for him. Whatever points he contributes are extra.
Yeah.
And it just spreads the defense out more. But he is our defensive leader.
100%. For the lack of not being redundant, I would say defense as well. But I'm going to say I just want to see the same level of aggression. He put up 11 shots last game. Don't need him to be like out of control aggressive, but take the available shot. I mean, there should be a lot of open threes in this game, so I expect him to shoot quite a few. And I don't even care if they go in. With CJ, his shot's so beautiful. I'm like, it will go in.
I've never seen him be out of control.
I don't know if I've ever seen him shoot a shot that was missed badly.
Right, or one that I was like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
Because I know there's been shots with every other player that's on the court where I'm like, what the hell are you shooting?
Yeah, 100%.
And then Braden's usually go in after he falls backwards.
CJ had the one, like last year, he was like, he had a couple of them wild late last second shots that went in.
Yeah.
every shot's a good shot when you're CJ Cox.
Prettiest shot, man.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's so simple. Lastly, Oscar Clough.
Clough, my boy, big dog. Give me 13
Rebounds or points?
rebounds.
Okay.
Rebounds. 13 and 13. We're going 13s this game.
Oh, lucky 13s.
Should eat. That's gonna take away from your TKR ask, but I want it. I want big things from Clough.
Yeah, so do I. Actually, I was gonna say I want to see 15 or more points.
Sweet.
I think that Steinbach. I can't figure out who's going. I think Steinbach's going to guard TKR. Their other big will guard. There's no way they're going to put that dude from Indiana on TKR, and the other guy is way too slow to play TKR. So I think that TKR is going to have the tougher matchup, like as far as who's playing defense. And I think Clough's going to get some just easy ones, like real easy ones. So I expect him to have a good game. I did want to real quick hit DJ because I think DJ can be impactful in a game like this.
Yeah. For DJ, I want to see 4 backdoor for dunks cuts.
4
that
dunks.
Sick cut that I've seen where Braden fakes the up screen for him and then he cuts backdoor. You know they're going to be looking for it, but can they stop it with a 6'10" as their biggest guy? I don't think so.
No, I like that. I was gonna put in here DJ less than 4 fouls. I just want to see him play a little bit straight up defense. And this is a game where if he's in the game, he's gonna have every opportunity to foul because these guards are gonna get to the rim and Steinbach's gonna get to the rim. So, and I just want to see him play good defense and still have less than 4. How about this? More blocks than fouls.
Oh,
that's my call for him.
Yeah, 7 block game with 3 fouls would be. We win that game.
Yeah, I don't even care anything else that happens. If he has 7 blocks and 3 fouls, we win.
I mean, Edie had 7, I think twice. I believe it was once or twice he had 7, but I think it was his junior year.
Dude,
I got into an argument with Sleepers about this one time. So
it's funny you just brought up Sleepers. I was about to. They did their recap or whatever, and they were doing player comparisons from KenPom on DJ, and they were absolutely wild. One of them was Donovan Clingan, the year they won the title. One was Ade Mara.
Wow.
Like they were high level, like all-star level centers. And then the random one was oh gosh, Matt Harms.
Oh, don't do that to my boy DJ.
It's probably just the hair.
Settle down.
They also said DJ needs to come in with a buzz cut next year, and I'm like, I kind of dig that. He'd look like
braids.
He'd probably look like a penis, but
I want braids, dude. Like what's his name on OKC?
Like Shea?
No, the big tall white dude that was on OKC. I don't even know if he is anymore.
Chet Holmgren?
Chet, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know he had braids, and I never want to see it. I'm just gonna pretend you never said that to me.
Oh yeah. DJ braids.
Unacceptable, dude. If DJ
go home with CJ.
Or you like frizzed it into an afro or something.
Yeah.
Just ABA
He's
style.
7'9". He is now 7'9".
Yeah, his hair touches the net when he walks under it.
I don't know if he's capable of a fro, dude. His hair is pretty stringy.
That's true. All right, last thing. Let's get to predictions here. What do you think's going to happen in this game? Who do you think's player of the game? And what do you think the score is? I think KenPom has this as a 15-point Purdue win.
Player of the game. I'm going me boy Cluffington. He's just gonna destroy that guy down low, the big 6'10" fella. He can't handle Clough, and I believe that Purdue wins this one 87-69 at home.
18-point victory.
Yes.
Yeah, like that call out. I keep going in my head like I don't know who I think the player of the game is going to be. I'm going to go with I'm going to do it. I'm going to go CJ Cox.
All right.
I think this could be, he hasn't scored 20 yet this year. I think could be the game that he does it. And I
Like,
think
oh,
that he could lock up Desmond Claude or Jum Diallo, whoever he guards. So I just wanted to go with a different one. How about that? Neither of us taking the big three. Love to see that. And then my prediction for this game, also going to go a little bit wild here. I'm going to go 93-64, 29-point victory, domination. And it's probably worse than that until the last 5 minutes when the subs come in, but then Aaron Fine comes in, and then
Aaron
he
Fine.
extends it again.
Aaron Fine. We need buckets tomorrow night, Fine.
Yeah, that's the wrap. Wednesday game, 8:30. I don't know what networks on, not looking at the moment, but should be a fun one. No students in this game, so it'll be interesting to see. Interesting to see if they honor Braden or if they wait till the students come back. But looking forward to it. Another Big Ten game, another test. Got to win it. Got to keep pace at this point. Nebraska's 4-0 in the Big Ten. We have to stay there with them. And look forward to the game. Look forward to Purdue continuing to flex its muscle like it has been. I did just see the final little nugget here. Purdue is the number one most efficient team in America over the last 5 games.
Boom.
Not Michigan, Purdue.
Boom.
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 But yeah, really excited for it. I appreciate everybody. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button if you watched our Wisconsin recap. Thank you.
I have a big ask. If you're
Okay.
still here, you're one of the true ones. I ask that you share this with somebody. If you have any socials, Facebook, whatever, help us out, man. We're real close to 200. Would like to get there as soon as possible. Just the more we have, the more we grow. And it helps us to keep coming back and doing this. We've got a really cool fan base and a lot of people commenting. Just get more folks in here. So when we go live, we can just have a big old party, So that's all I ask. If you're still here, just give us a share somewhere. Send it to your mom, your grandma, your brother Dan, your long lost brother. I don't know, whatever, dude.
Yeah.
Freaking just share it with somebody. I would be eternally grateful if you could do that for us. So
yeah, really, really good call out. That's one thing we've tried to make sure we did here was do this organically. We're not paying for anything. We're not asking other podcasts to shout us out or to try to steal their followers. We want people that want to listen to us as well as listening to some of these other people. So yeah, share it around, share it to your socials if you want, share it to your friends, your family. Hell, just if your wife has a YouTube channel, just tell her to come subscribe. We're trying to get to 200 here. We're at 192 subscribers currently. But if you were part of the Wisconsin recap, there was a bunch of people in the chat. It was really fun.
Right.
We love it when it's like that. It's way more engaging for you guys. And we're gonna, obviously in the future try to do some more of these live. Right now, we're just trying to get to as many games in person as we can before these games start getting really crazy price wise. But
Right.
I really appreciate everybody. And we will have a recap to you probably sometime on Thursday. Since we'll be at the game, we won't have one right after, but appreciate you guys. And then we'll have a preview up for the Iowa home game coming up on Saturday as well. So busy time of the year, and we really appreciate everybody.
All right. See y'all.
Peace out.
Later.